Hello, all the singularitarian community, including the faithful NUNET community. So today we have a special event. We had a special event and we have a special event to mark the previous special event, which is the community distribution round that was just completed in a few hours ago. And to say, first of all, to say thank you for participation and for enthusiasm and the energy that was injected in this event. So we decided to make this the marking of this milestone within the ecosystem, let's say now the growing, all ecosystem members and the growing ecosystem, because the results of today, which is a milestone towards tomorrow, is achieved by the whole community and the SingularityNET. So yes, as we know, the event was very successful. Thanks to you, we achieved. It finished very fast in 90 seconds, which is an achievement in itself. However, I would say that the most important thing is your interest and your support for us, for NUNET specifically, and for the ecosystem as a whole, and for all the ecosystem members. So special thanks for Singularity DAO for providing all the DeFi related support and the Launchpad, and organizing many parts of the many aspects of this event. And sort of not last and not least, to the SingularityNET as an ecosystem, which supported NUNET for over 2 years and brought us to this place, both NUNET and Singularity DAO. And yes, I think it's a good time to remember and to, let's say, to remember where we are going together towards building the beneficial singularity. And I think today we saw that with your support, we are getting there. And we can sort of start to, if not confident, but start to be more confident or believe in the vision that we believe, that we started, that we will get there. So thanks a lot. And it was amazing to see your contributions. And it's amazing to think of what we can create together. So thanks. And Marcello, would you like to?
Yeah. Thank you. I have thank you, Kabir. I have a lot to say, and I'm high on life today. I'm all very excited for the incredible success and the incredible achievement that we did all together. And I want to congratulate to you, Kabir, for your leadership, your vision, and your idea in creating the amazing project that NUNET is. Ben and I have been through this already in 2017 together with the first token sale of SingularityNET. I've been through it for Singularity DAO. It's always like super exciting to see when the community gives us so much love and support. So congratulations, Kabir. You've done extremely well. I'm super proud of being part of this journey with you, and I'm super proud of the achievement of the Singularity DAO team in delivering a Launchpad in such a short term, a Launchpad that worked perfectly well. We are fully aware that it's impossible to make everybody's happy, and we are working on a new mechanic that would be more fair and would allow even more people to join the next future SingularityNET ecosystem token sale, as well as third-party token sales that we're going to be hosting on the Singularity DAO Launchpad over the next years, hopefully, as long as this lasts. So yeah, I'm extremely excited, and I want to join you in thanking the community that supported us, the SingularityNET community, the Singularity DAO community, and also the SingularityNET Foundation and the whole team, which is today represented by Ben here with us on this live, and incredible support. Thank you, Ben.
Yeah, well, thank you to Marcello, Kabir, Ibi, and everyone else for pulling this off. I think the concepts underlying NewNet are not new, of course, and I remember spinning my wheels on similar ideas in 2000, 2001 when I was working on a project called WebMind, and there were no smart contracts yet and no blockchain. And then when I met Kabir at the Global Brain Institute at Free University of Brussels, and Kabir Weber, Francis Heilig, and I mean, we're talking about resources, in particular computing resources, how they could be aggregated in a democratic and decentralized way, toward beneficial singularity. And in 2019, Kabir and Weaver and I sort of put our heads together and came up with NewNet in something resembling its current form. We realized that a tokenomic model for aggregating resources toward AI and other computing loads would be a valuable complement to what SingularityNET was already doing in terms of decentralized software processes. You wanted to bring the compute resources into the picture, and that would rightly be a distinct but closely coupled tokenomic layer, right? So I mean, from early 2019 till now, obviously there's been a lot of design thinking, there's been a lot of tokenomic and business model thinking, there's been software prototyping and building, largely led by Dagim Sisse and an amazing team in our SingularityNET Ethiopia team. And now with Singularity DAO having created its Launchpad and being on the verge of launching Dynasets and a host of other tools for fostering the growth of early stage token projects. I mean, I think we've catalyzed a great thing with the NewNet token launch, as we've seen in recent hours, and I think we are now prepared for a period of incredible growth in a lot of different aspects. I mean, I'm really looking forward to participating in building the NewNet network, pulling more and more of the world's processing resources into this decentralized network, and correspondingly seeing, more and more flow of the NewNet token that we've just launched. I mean, this was, in a way, completely not what I had in mind when I first met Kabir sometime in the middle of the last decade. Our discussions were very philosophical and intellectual at that point, really more about the theory of what is a global brain. And now we still having those discussions, but we've pivoted a bit into actually creating tools for upgrading the global brain and accelerating the progress toward creating a really highly active global brain. And it's incredible to be alive and operating at a time when the time lag between abstract visions and philosophical noodling to actually building and deploying stuff is like years or sometimes even months rather than decades. It's really almost dizzying to be a part of sometime, and I'm really proud of Kabir, Marcello, Ibi, Dagim, and all the rest of the team for Mario for pulling this off. I mean, I've helped out a little bit, which has been a pleasure also. But honestly, the team has done most of it, so they deserve a lot of appreciation.
Thanks, man.
Thank you so much. And I think, Ben, your leadership in leading the vision for the SingularityNET ecosystem has been fundamental. And I want to stress this aspect of being part of an ecosystem, and which is something that is quite rare in crypto, to be honest. But we as Singularity DAO, we formally partnered with NuNet, but we, effectively, we're going to be using and testing NuNet's decentralized hardware system on Singularity DAO to host our AI agents in first place. So the virtuous economy that we can create within our own ecosystem is incredible, and we're really looking forward to see more and more projects coming out of the SingularityNET ecosystem. We're looking forward for the launch of the deep funding program to seed more community projects and have them launching into the DeFi space. And I'm sure this project will also be looking into NuNet and become first users of the network that Kabir is building. So being part of this ecosystem led by your vision, Ben, has been a privilege over the past, with Singularity DAO over the past year, but me as professionally being part of the SingularityNET team since 2017. As I said, it's been a great honor. So I don't underestimate the contribute that you brought even to this project, even though.
Oh, it's been great. It's been great to see you guys take it and run with it. I mean, I'm a mad scientist. I'm not really a manager. So my approach to trying to make stuff happen is find people who don't need management and can take stuff and run with it and make it happen, and just do my best to aggregate resources to enable others to exercise their own agency and do amazing stuff. And I think that's happened with you and Singularity DAO. It's happened with Kabir and NuNet. And if we're going to really bring a beneficial decentralized singularity about, that's how it has to happen. Like, no one person or one organization is going to pull the puppet strings, right? I mean, you need a decentralized community of entities and of tokens and of amazing individuals exercising their own agency in a communicative and mostly coordinated way. And then this is how the beneficial decentralized singularity will self-organize. And we can see it happening now, and all the community members who have taken part in this token event are also part of it.
Yes. I think that, well, it's as much as we are excited with today or with yesterday or with tomorrow. I mean, it's a long and well complex path that we embarked on. Let's say. Now, how long is? I mean, long doesn't mean in time long, but it's a complex one, and. So just relating to Ben, what you said, well, one of the ways so there is a saying, you cannot understand if you cannot build. So in a sense, it's not that sort of course, it's a different activity, but basically, and this is, I think, from the quite few years ago when I was thinking about the same global brain and theoretical death, I was always taking this perspective. Okay, how do we actually build it from the beginning, from where we are now, and kind of how to say, to stand on the ground, but to be with the head in the clouds. As I think there is this saying. I'm not even sure in what language, but basically yes. So. In a sense, in order to understand how things even are, it's so building things doesn't mean not understanding. And a lot of things, a lot of times I think when we kind of dissociate these two things, we start to build things that we do not really want. Maybe they just happen because there is all kind of infrastructure around or establishment, etc., and so on. So yes, I would say that engineering is kind of thinking, and it's yeah. So in terms of I think the way to, I mean, what we call beneficial singularity, or what I would call in another maybe term as an expansion of intelligence, is, I believe it's not achieved by individual as much as individual efforts are important. I think these can be achieved or can be progressed, let's say, because we don't exactly know what is being achieved. I mean, in terms of how it will look. So the important aspect is how the interaction between the, I mean, in our sense, in our ecosystem, we say ecosystem members or the spin-offs, but basically interaction between the individuals rather than individuals themselves. So yes, so, and this is, I think this is what we are striving for. It's a challenge. It needs effort, it needs energy, but I think we are building just that. And to speak concretely about, so right now we are, let's say, we can say that we are, I mean, the entities which comprise the ecosystem, they're growing. And for example, we can say that one thing that I realized in this process is how much potential we can see in this. And from my perspective, the part of whether it's crypto or crowdfunding or maybe other things that we call different names, these are kind of means to build what we want to build or to achieve the vision, as important as they are. And by being in this ecosystem, by building all those interactions, we can do things that each party, let's say, is best at, most passionate, and we do not need to, let's say, cover everything. And this is a potential in the interaction between the intelligences or the skills and abilities and passions. And I think we are together with your support, with community support, and with again to repeat it, the energy that is being injected is amazing, and it makes us sort of want to see to the future more and further. Yeah, so I think we just see the potential, or we prove to ourselves and you prove to us the potential that we can, of what we can build. And I'm looking forward to the next steps. And we can see those next steps in the short term and in the long term. In the short term, in terms of NUNET, we are having the IDO rounds, or in basically next week, and becoming listed. And then for the further, we are looking for the further what basically Marcello and Ben already mentioned, to building technology, to integrating into the system, into the ecosystem of SingularityNET, to allowing other projects and other initiatives to build upon our technology, to build vice versa, and to the idea, but this is how I would like to see what we're doing and to be part of it.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you, Kabir, and thanks for sharing your thoughts. It's very impressive. It's very impressive to see your enthusiasm in working together, in creating this beneficial singularity together. And to be honest, I mean, I'm the least technical person in this call, and you guys are leading the conversation on. You guys are the real visionary. But again, I want to reiterate a simple concept on our side, because then I really have to go. Sorry, we'll have to quit this live. But I can see that there are few people in our community that are obviously frustrated because they couldn't join the NuNet sale, which, on one hand testifies that everybody wanted to, everybody was supportive and they wanted to join NuNet, but unfortunately, it's just impossible to make everybody happy, right? I mean, the allocations are limited, but I just want to tell everybody that there are more opportunities as of next week to join NuNet sale on IDO platforms, on Occam and Launchpad. So there will be more opportunities. There will be possibility to earn more NuNet tokens with the staking pools that we're going to be launching on the SingularityDao platform in the future. And yeah, please bear in mind that this sale was reserved for the AGIX and SDAO community, which are at the core of the SingularityNET ecosystem, and we value a lot. As I said before, I know that the system is not perfect. We are working and will be working into making it more fair for everybody. We are welcome more ideas. If you have ideas, share it with me. We'll put it up to vote, and we'll find a way to include even more people and making this process as inclusive as possible. So if you haven't been able to take part to this specific event, don't despair. There will be more opportunities in the future. And even if you want to make it into the next IDOs, keep being part of the ecosystem, because we literally just started. We are just at the beginning, and we have many years ahead in order to work together to create the beneficial singularity that Kabir was talking about and the band have been envisioned for many years now. So guys, I need to leave, so I'm gonna leave you. Thank you so much. I'm so excited for today's achievement, and thank you for the opportunity of being part of this journey with you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Do we have maybe questions?
Looking at the chat right now. Maybe you could say a couple of words about the roadmap of NuNet, somebody asked.
So roadmap of NuNet, we have we have published the roadmap on our webpage. Now, what we are going to do for the next few months is that we are having, so right now we have the private alpha platform published, which builds the fundamentals of the platform, where we can run SingularityNET AI algorithms or SingularityNET AI services on the decentralized hardware sourced by the community members, well, as hardware owners. So what we are going to do immediately after after the conclusion of the token launch period, is that we will build gateways so that people or application developers or individuals or whoever will see the potential to use hardware sourced by the community to actually acquire the NTX tokens for which they will be able to, with which they will be able to reward hardware owners, so that to build these value flows from the markets to people who own the devices. So that's one. I mean, I'm saying the let's say short-term steps, and then there are longer-term steps. Then we will build gateways with other crypto tokens, so that people could use other tokens to do the same, to reward. I mean, to pay basically for the computing power. First of all, of course, we will have this with AGIX tokens, so that that will enable every SingularityNET algorithm running on SingularityNET platform to sort of autonomously and automatically hire its own computing power and to run itself, so to speak. Then other ecosystem tokens, as DAO token, and basically, I mean, here not exactly sky is the limit. It's the number of existing tokens. It's the limit or the demand for them. But okay, so from there on, we will integrate general gateways, so that the access to the hardware provided through the NuNet platform would be as easy and kind of wide as possible. The next important, well, actually, we thought that we will do this kind of after the token. I mean, the gateways, but we already started to sort of think about it and structure it based on the demands from the community after the, I mean, well, what we saw, what the community reactions after the private alpha is a community developer program, building community developer program, in the sense that we think that in order to build a beneficial singularity, it's not enough to have a team. Even if the team is brilliant and most skilled in the world, and even if it's big, we again talking about the interaction between basically we need to build some sort of engine of collective intelligence, and the community developer program is the way I'm seeing it is a step towards that. So we were thinking to basically we were thinking to launch it 3 months, more or less 3 months after the token launch, or let's say after token launch finishes. We are, let's say this way, we are trying to make it a priority, because it's obvious that this is what will allow us to grow exponentially and to consolidate the energy and the passion and the intelligence of the community in order to build I mean, concretely decentralized computing infrastructure together. So and this is really exciting. So this is what we are looking forward for the let's say, well, not immediately, but first few months after this period finishes. Then we will go to this transition from the private alpha to the public alpha, which means that public alpha, basically from the technological point, of course, we are building up new things as we go all the time. It will allow to access the computing power that is sourced through NuNet it will, so this transition will allow this computing power to access from externally, meaning that we will have token gateways and ability to put basically to higher computing power. And for that, we expect to have the alpha period more or less 1 year. During that, we will build partnerships with already established use cases that could be used to gradually implement more and more complex features on the NuNet platforms that will allow those use cases, which real use cases, let's say, to already run on the platform. It is pretty obvious for that in the beginning we'll need close cooperation on the technical level and also on the other levels. So after that we'll go to the beta phase, and the expectation that at least in the middle of the beta phase we will be able to let's say the NuNet platform will be able, people will be able to use NuNet platform, people or businesses will be able to use NuNet platform without that much close partnership in order to the level of those use cases, meaning that we will have fairly well developed protocols and APIs for people to more or less with moderate development efforts to join and to use those APIs. And at the end of the beta period, we plan to have this to the level where we could basically, we could say that NuNet platform could be used in the, it's a, well, there is a term, enterprise level software. It doesn't need to be the enterprise or company, but it means a certain quality that means that it is possible to use this kind of frameworks of software for the wide needs of different use cases without, let's say, building them beforehand. So this is short probably characterization of the long roadmap. And right now we, of course, we are starting to, yes, there are still certain phases to go through, not unimportant, with the token launch, and we already started to build a team and to augment the team that was building for these few years, was working on the platform, which resulted in our private alpha. So we are thanks to your contributions, we are increasing the power of the team, and by that we're also increasing the ability to invite community developers for contributing to this vision, to build it together. And that is how I think this is the way to build, well, to achieve beneficial singularity, is by working together and by us enabling the cooperation and being a core team that enables that and integrates everything together. Based also, the technical, let's say, contributions, as well as developing based on the preferences of the community. Meaning that, and by that we will ensure that the result of, or every sort of interim result of what we're building will immediately have use case in the community. So once again, looking forward, and it's really exciting to see the start of it. And I could only repeat that we are just starting.
Awesome, awesome. Really looking forward to that. Ben, I also have a question for you. So what are you currently most excited about? What's coming up for the ecosystem? You're muted. You're muted.
There's so many cool things coming up with the SingularityNET ecosystem. There's really no way to pick just one thing. That's like asking me like which of my 5 children I love best or something, right? I mean, that's it's not the right kind of question to be thinking about. I think what's most amazing is the ecosystem itself, as Kabir and Marcello were emphasizing. I mean, we're going to be rolling out the platform on Cardano, the SingularityNET platform, which will enable speed and scalability, but all sorts of other more advanced and sophisticated computer science capabilities. We're looking at potentials for a custom AI sidechain for Cardano using Hydra, maybe incorporating pieces of Toda, proof of reputation. So there's a whole bunch of platformy stuff there. And then we have Rejuve, tokenization of health data toward discovering longevity therapies. So none of us have to get old and die. And Mindplex, tokenizing social media and other sorts of content to work against the programming of the mass mind by media conglomerates and elites, and what we're doing with OpenCog Hyperon and True AGI. But then the deep funding, which is our incubation acceleration token grant program, is also being launched shortly. And together with the launch of the platform on Cardano, we're going to be giving token grants to community projects that want to build their own stuff on SingularityNET platform, leveraging our AI in parallel with these spinoffs that are coming out of SingularityNET Foundation. And really the exciting thing to me is the emergent self-organizing growth of this whole ecosystem, right? I mean, because if you look at how to get beneficial decentralized general intelligence, there's going to be some pieces that are, in a sense, more general intelligence-y than others, like the cognitive algorithms in OpenCog Hyperon. But really, the emerging beneficial decentralized AGI is going to be in the cooperative activity of the whole system. I mean, NuNet is a really key piece because it brings the provisioning of compute resources and hardware into all this. But we really are catalyzing the emergence of a generally intelligent, beneficial global brain, pulling humans and software and hardware together. Of course, it's at times a painful process, and not everything goes as quickly as you'd like, sort of day by day, month by month. But if you look at it on a historical time scale, it's really quite remarkably rapid how all these pieces are aggregating together.
Awesome, thank you. And maybe like one final question, Ben, before we log off. Where's your hat?
The hat. The hat is on a meditation retreat of its own. So that the hat is achieving as yet unprecedented levels of Hatley enlightenment and advanced hat consciousness. So when it returns, it will project its brilliant new levels of hat realization throughout the whole ecosystem, lifting us to a whole new level.
Awesome, thank you. Kabir, over to you to round it up.
Right. So once again, thanks to community, thanks to the team of the SingularityNET and SingularityDAO and the NuNet. It's really it's as I said, yeah, it's a milestone that is energizing us to reach further. And yes, so thanks again. And so please, well, stay tuned. And we I mean, in terms of the ecosystem, there are many things coming up, as Ben mentioned, and we're looking forward to well, collaborating and to the future that will bring. So see you soon.